This is a simple shot of our subject. It's late night. He's in his element. He's working. Now, typically the cinematographer would track his face, but in this case, the foundation of his character is building things, so the cinematographer instead is following the action, following his hands, as his hands define the world around him. There's just one thing. There is no camera operator. Let's rewind. This is one of the features of the Ronin-S, programmable track points. You can program the spot the camera lands, you can program how long it takes to get there, and you can program how long it stays before moving to the next track point. You get 10 programmable track points. In this sequence, we use 6. We just accomplished one of the greatest hurdles a YouTuber has: how to film yourself. Yo, Josh, back at it with another tutorial. This time we're crushing through some hidden features on the Ronin-S, which also work for the Ronin-SC. So the FCC requires me to disclose if I was paid to do this, and well, all right. Oh God. I found it. So the first one, motion control, super rad. I stumbled upon this last week. Open up the app. Let's go to create. If you have the updated Ronin app, it'll be called motion control. If you're on the older app, it would be called track mode, but they work exactly the same. Once inside motion control, you should have 2 points already on there, camera 1 and camera 2. So to kick it off, we need to program the camera's starting position, and we can do that by selecting camera 1. We can use the joystick to position exactly where we want the camera to start from. Next, let's tell it where we want the camera to go. So let's select camera 2. Once highlighted blue, we can move the camera where we want the second point to be as well. Now down at the bottom, you have 2 options, duration and stay time. In between each point, you can assign how long you want it to take to get there, and you can also assign how long it stays there before moving to the next track point. Stay with me, we're almost there. To add an additional track point, all you have to do is unselect the camera so it's no longer highlighted blue, and then move the joystick where you want that camera to be, and then hit the plus sign, and it creates a new camera track point. We plug in our duration and hold times just like before. We unselect camera 3, and now with an untethered camera again, we move to location 4. And what's cool is we can repeat this up to 10 times. If you got lost, rewind this back again, follow along with your gimbal and try to do it, because it actually took me a few tries to get it right, but now that I know it, it's like the coolest thing ever. So once you're done with all your track points, hit the record button and it'll automatically start playing through all of those track points that you created. If you have the multi-camera control cable, it'll automatically record and stop the recording for you. I just want to say for the record, that took 7 tries to nail the timing on that. There are some serious cool things you can do with this hidden feature. Okay, what's next? All right, so the Ronin-S and the Ronin-SC both have additional follow focus units that you can literally plug and play, and they work great. They work great for cinema lenses like this, or you can use their adjustable bands and adapt manual lenses that aren't housed for cinema gears just by slapping this on. Now, what happens if we use one of these bands on an ND filter? Here we have a quite popular ND filter at the moment, but it does have close to 5 stops of ND, and it also has hard stops, which means we can add our band on the outside of it, and it should work just like normal. We'll push this button here twice to calibrate it. And now we got a wireless ND filter. I'm not gonna say whose ND filter this is, but you guys can take a guess. So this looks dope, but how practical is it really having a wireless ND? I use this a ton when filming real estate, especially when I'm trying to get a continuous shot from a bright outdoor location to a dimly lit interior space. I can't rely on the auto exposure or the metering modes that most cameras provide. It's not always accurate or as smooth as manually pulling ND. Things like following a subject out of a car or doing a stylized silhouette shot where you need full control of the exposure and you need it to be very, very smooth and gradual. Plus, if you sunk down your money for one of these, you might as well get more bang for your buck, right? So what other hidden function can we do with these motors? What if we put it on a zoom lens? If we slide this back on the zoom ring. Okay, we're stalled out. See, it's hitting the mount right here. It won't actually fit. It's too close up on the camera. There's not enough room for it to mount on there. I could just mount this rod on the other side. It's definitely not supposed to go this way, but who follows the rules anyway? Damn, did I just scratch my lens? Totally fine. And now we have a power zoom. What can you do with a power zoom? What can't you do? All right, yeah, I went a little too far there. Sorry guys. Power zoom, super dope. There's plenty of other things you can do with the power zoom, things like the dolly zoom or vertigo effect. This is super simple to do. Zoom all the way in, then walk forward as you zoom out. And it gives this weird kind of warping thing. Yeah, you can do it in post, but in camera shots tend to look a little bit more organic anyway. If you guys found this video helpful, blow up that button down there. Now you guys know a few more things. Go make some art.